Welcome back, everybody. We're back for another video, and we're in front of the whiteboard. So at this time, we're going to be talking about money. Does money bring happiness? The thing is, money automatically isn't good or bad. The thing is, there's just too much unhealthy lust. The lust for money. The lust where everybody drops their values, they drop their beliefs, and they do everything for the money. And with that obsession and that lust, it creates an unhealthy relationship with money. And that's very important to understand, is because when you come from a place of lust and want things and want these emotions, you're coming from a place where you're giving too much energy towards that feeling. Now think about it. If you come from a place of lust and you're not happy to begin with, and you get the money and you're unhealthy internally, you're just going to be more unhappy and unexcited. You're just going to be a guy with a lot of money but not happy. It's because internally you're already the person you are. And what happens is when you have money, like the magnifying glass here, it magnifies the person you are. So let's just say you're a person who's greedy. You'll become more greedier. Let's just say you're a person who's generous and you love giving and giving back. You'll be more giving to the community. You'll be helping out. So success doesn't really create the character. It kind of reveals who you are and amplifies it and puts it into a bigger perspective so you could see what the person's like to a fuller degree. Now, the thing is, with money and everything, it really brings on pressure. Pressure reveals what you carry inside. And what do I mean by that? Difficult circumstances magnify your belief system and the person you are internally, and also exposes your emotional weaknesses. What do I mean with that? Your habits and beliefs are tested when there's something in front of you. For example, let's just say someone says, hey, go and try out this program that's going to help you with meditation. And if your belief system is very closed off, you'll be like, oh no, that's not for me, meditation, I'd rather go to sleep. Then you're not really progressing to become the person you are. You're going to be stuck on your values and who you will be. And as well as sometimes these pressures and circumstances will show your emotional weaknesses. For example, there might be an opportunity coming up at your workplace, but it will require you to speak more. Maybe it will require you to communicate more, or provide or offer a different kind of service which requires you to communicate more. Now you as an individual will be tested, and what will happen is with that pressure you'll say, might not be good enough, communication is not my thing, I hate selling. And guess what? You're going to stay in your same situation, and as well as you're learning to quit and throw in the towel. And also, pressure can bring out anger, fear, patience, or resilience. Now, what do I mean by that? Let's just say you're driving on the highway, listening to your music, you're heading to work in the morning, and all of a sudden this car comes and cuts you off. Now, there's going to be two things that are going to happen here. So like I said, pressure reveals what you carry inside. So you're going to go and honk, curse, swear, chase the car down, try to cut them back, do that back and forth. Or secondly, instead of doing that and putting yourself in a state of anger, you could be like, you know what? Maybe that person is a parent. Maybe that person is probably visiting his wife that's about to give birth, and he is in a rush trying to go and, make sure things are right. Maybe this person had a call saying, your child is hurt at school or something. God knows, right? And he's in a rush to go and be the father for his child and make sure he cares and protects for him. So when you learn to readjust and stop blaming and stop letting your emotions dictate who you are, then you'll be able to really understand what the pressure is telling you. And the final thing I'm going to touch upon this is this. Let's just say I squeeze an orange. What do you expect I'm going to get? Orange juice, correct, you got it. I will not get apple juice, I will not get prune juice, I will not get carrot juice, and I won't get maybe wine, let's just say. The thing is, whatever the pressure is and whatever is inside, it will all be revealed. You are what you are internally, and that's what it means. If you are a person of fear, when I squeeze you, you're going to be bleeding fear. When I squeeze you, you're going to be a person of abundance, if you think that way. If I squeeze someone else, let's just say same thing. And when I mean squeeze, I'm saying it's not really squeezing. It's like you get the money and you will be abundant. You'll give back. You get the money, you'll be scarce. You don't know what to do with it. You still might have 7 figures in a bank account, but in your mind, you're still living like you have $1,000, right? And then that's the thing, is whatever you get, you still will not. If you're unhappy, you get $1 million, you're gonna be a guy with $1 million who's unhappy, and he's miserable. That's what I mean. The third thing I want to touch on is train your mind, not only your body. So this is what I mean. Physical strength does not automatically create wisdom, and it doesn't create discipline or emotional control. For sure, it can touch on discipline, but I'm talking about emotional discipline, because emotional discipline is quite different. Someone could look strong externally, but internally they could be weak, right? They could be weak, unhealthy, and the thing is, everything starts from the mind. A strong body with an undisciplined emotional regulation is nothing. Because the thing is, it's gonna destroy your life. Like I said, let's just say you have a strong body. Now, what you're doing is, let's just play back that situation. You had that person coming, cutting you off in the car. Guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna catch up to him, and then what are you gonna do? You're gonna probably try to attack the guy, the poor guy, whoever that is in the car. As well as sometimes we believe that situations should be taken care of physically, but no, it all starts here in the mind. And if you don't have a trained mind and you have a strong body, you're lacking one strong area, because the mind is everything, right? Even when people that go to the gym, they all know it starts from here and then ends up externally. So the mind has to be strong for the body to be strong. But that's the thing. Like, for example, let me give you an example. People that are currently incarcerated in prisons, they have amazing bodies, right? They do push-ups, sit-ups, burpees, whatever, and whatnot, right? But now, if you think about it, they have the strongest body, but they have made the wrong mistakes, because maybe they were in a club, somebody stepped on the guy's shoe, guy didn't apologize, guess what happened? Maybe he hit someone. There you go, game over. He's in the pin now. But if you flip it the other way around, let's just say somebody else steps on somebody else's shoe with that they have that mental maturity and stability. The guy will say, excuse me, right? And that's it. Sometimes people are unaware. And we sometimes have to realize, for us to get better, we have to look within ourselves. And as well as, we can't jump to a conclusion. We can't let our emotions take the wheel. We have to first be in control, give ourselves the space and time, and then we can't react. We have to think first. That's the thing. A lot of people are automatically trained to boom, attack. But you gotta train yourself to think and stay calm, because when you're calm, you understand the bigger picture. We can't put a lens on, okay, the guy stepped on my shoe. No, we have to look at it from a whole and a bigger picture, right? You never know, the guy might have tripped. The guy might have had a condition where he doesn't have full coordination. Maybe his eyesight is not good, right? So that's what you have to understand. Nothing is always personal. It's just, that's why it's important to train the mind. Meditation is a great thing. It helps relax your body, right? A lot of people, they get stressed, and guess what they do? They pull out a cigarette. But the thing is, what you have to realize is this. What does cigarettes even do? It helps with breathing, right? Right? Maybe instead of picking up the cigarette, you could do breath work. Really, it's gonna definitely help you 100 times more. And the last thing I want to touch on, and this is the last point because I don't want to make this video quite too long, is the thing is you gotta feed your mind every day. And what I mean by that is you gotta look within and try to fix the internal state. And if you're around people who are repetitively negative, or you're around circumstances where they talk negative about certain things, and you're listening or you're watching or you're around certain things, you're gonna be the byproduct of that. And the thing is you should shape yourself and be the person you wanna be and surround yourself with that. If that's a vision board, if that's the affirmation you need, if that's maybe you listen to a podcast, maybe you need a book, you need to read a book, or maybe instead of going in your car, you're driving down, you're listening to music, maybe cut the music, maybe go and read that, listen to that book, forget about even reading it, listen to it every day. Imagine you're in traffic for an hour. How long do you think it's gonna take you to finish that book? Usually, typically, it's 8 hours. That's gonna take you 2 weeks. There you go, you've got that book, you've got that knowledge, you're feeding the mind, you're feeding the muscle. That's the strongest thing in your mind, right? And also, the thing is for you to note down the things that you're doing wrong. That's the important thing. If you don't analyze and do inventory about yourself, you're not gonna really progress and become better. And that's the thing. It comes down to accepting where you are and understanding yourself and building that relationship with yourself, which is crucial. Crucial. It's important. It's something you need. You need to develop that relationship with yourself, because I'm telling you what usually happens, and this is a perfect example. When you have a problem and issues, 90% of people don't care. And the 10% are happy you're in it. So you have to be your own support system. If you don't have that, go find your support system. There's so much things out there. If you need to talk to someone, hey, if you believe in a religion, guess what? There you go. Go and find that community. Go around those people. If you're fearful of trying something, I'll be dead honest with you. Just take that leap. Take that leap. I'm telling you, you got nothing to lose. It's all in your mind. You just have to take the first step. And the thing is it's when we look at money, money is nothing. It's just energy. And you, I, and everybody are people of energy and vibration. And the thing is, what you got to remember is when you come from a vibration of neediness and desperation, money will always run away. And the second thing is, if you come from a place of abundance and you believe and submit to the higher being and submit to the time and submit to who you are and already understand that you have everything, you have the wealth, you have the health, and you have the knowledge, you have everything in front of you. Money will not bring you happiness. Money is just a means. It's a wood on the fire that's really igniting the flame within you, and it's showing you who you are truly. Because sometimes some people say, hey, he's got money now, but he's a jerk. Well, he was a jerk, but now the money amplified it. But yeah, beautiful people, don't chase money. Chase the person you want to be, and as well as become the person that is the one to be able to make that money, and the work and the grind work behind it to make that money. It's not about to the money. No, it's what is in between you and the money. It's the work. You got to fall in love with the work and the process. It's kind of like climbing a mountain, right? You got to enjoy the journey, because that's where the fun part is. Because once you get to the top, it's quite lonely. Well, I appreciate you guys for staying and listening to this. I don't want to make this quite too long. I wish you a beautiful day today. And if today was a bad day for you, may God make it better for you. I love you. Take care for now and have a good one. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care for now.